we're out here with the boys, barbecuing, driving, chilling, showing off the shop. Holy shit, dude!
Alright, so while the food's cooking and the boys are ripping the track, the man himself is gonna give us a nice shop tour and show us the truck he's building. I think we start with the truck.
Start with the truck?
Start with the truck.
This was once my daily. Bone stock, it had stock wheels, like as stock as it gets. I blew the motor up, rebuilt the motor, still stock, drove it around, drove it to work, and then like a week later I blew the trans, put a trans in it. Now it's dialed. It was a pristine daily driving Ranger. I ended up putting like a 4.5 over beam kit on it and was driving it around like that, still on coil springs. It was super fun. I got a good deal on a set of coilovers for like 500 bucks. And I was like, dude, this thing's getting coilovers tomorrow. I started piecing parts. A good friend of mine, Jesse Ensign, had a set of leaf springs and I swooped those up off them for a killer deal. And I stacked everything I needed to make this a mild build. But I had everything from like nut, bolt, washer, all of it ready to go. Just needed to put it together. Started putting it together. I got convinced to put a cage in it. I put a cage in it and there was 2 tubes that would land where my upper pivots would land if I ever linked it. And I was like, wow, that would suck to cut out later. So let's just link it now. So I guess we'll start in the rear. So eventually, at the shop I was working at, we had a big plasma table there and a bunch of tooling, and my boss at the time was super cool and helped me out and cut out a set of links for me. Welded those bad boys up and it just kind of snowballed from there. We got, like I said, I got the cage down
Pose
there.
next to them.
Don't look at these. This is like the first like part I made for this truck. They're rough. This was all in a Harbor Freight welder, by the way. That was a Harbor Freight MIG Max 2 something, I don't know.
That's not bad.
Harbor Freight special.
Not bad.
They do way better these days, I
Hold on,
promise.
I'm gonna take this off.
All right, welded links up, and we also made housings at that shop. And I was very fortunate enough to bring the fixture home, and I made myself a housing, my first housing. And I made the housing a little narrower because I was just gonna have like a 4.5 over in the front, the unequal length beams. And like I said, this whole truck has snowballed into so much, like so much, it's insane. Yeah, I ended up having to make a wider axle because we'll get to the front, you'll see why, but I made another rear end. This is also a rear end that I produce. This is one of my products. I'm very bad at putting my stuff out there, so.
That's the whole premise. I mean, once we're done going over the truck and we're looking at the shop, that's the thing we need to touch on, is that this is not just your personal shop, this is your business now.
Yes.
Would you get a truck built here?
Kinda.
Kinda? You'd kinda get a truck built here? Take 2. Would you get a truck built here?
Absolutely. Did you say that first?
What?
I thought you asked if my truck was
No,
built.
I said, would you get a truck?
I was like,
I said, would you get a truck built here? You're like, kinda.
Absolutely not. Hell no. Another take. One day gonna get a truck built here, by the way.
Anyways, housing, axle stuff.
Yeah, this is a housing we offer. It's a 3.5 chromoly axle tubes, 1/4-inch wall axle tubes. It's more like of a pre-runner, budget-friendly rear end. Yeah, it's definitely not a trophy truck 4-inch housing. We use P&O for all the plate construction. Like I said, it's just a pre-runner application. It's definitely not something you want to put on a trophy truck that's going to go race the 1000. Not saying it won't do it, but there's a reason why all those are made out of full chromoly. But I was trying to target more of the pre-runner guys, not the huge budgets, and just do something, you know, a little bit better than just a stock 9-inch, and be competitive with all the other companies out there that are making the same stuff. These frame rails, this isn't just like rectangle tubing. This is like a full, it's got internal ribs, all 3/16. It's a little bit heavy, but kind of wanted that rear weight, so kind of went ahead and just did all 3/16 plate. Was it a good idea? I don't know. This is also the first truck I have built from absolutely nothing to something, or not something yet, I guess.
The first full build from
Yeah,
start to finish, scratch.
yeah, like
Bone-
scratch, like it was my
bone
daily.
cab.
Yeah. Mid-cell. I did that because now I have a fat ass trunk.
Oh yeah,
And
you want to try to lift it by yourself now?
Absolutely not.
I helped you earlier, and we could barely get it up, but
No, maybe we'll pull the tires off and like pop it.
we could just we could imagine. I mean, you see the pivot here, and you see the empty space
Yeah, look,
in
Just
there.
pull this off real quick. Let's ignore this right here, okay? Let's just ignore that, all right? Don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. But this will be my trunk. Get my batteries in here, jack, spare parts, tools. I'm even thinking about making an auxiliary tank, like a 10-gallon auxiliary tank. So when I'm out in Baja and I run out of fuel, hopefully I don't have that problem of running out of fuel. That was my whole big thing of mid-cell is to have a trunk. A trunk's gonna be very important for me because this is not a race truck. This is a play truck. This thing will never get raced. It'll be strictly for fun, going out to Baja, having a good time with the boys. And I'm not trying to go, 130 miles an hour down Barstow, Maine in this thing. That's not my goal. My goal is to have a great time. All the fun stuff we like to do. We go to Ocotillo, we could, stuff our chairs in there. We go find a jump, pull a chair out for the lady, umbrella. I'm thinking of even making like a bench that can get stored in there, and then it'll go into my hitch receiver. And then the lady and her friends can, sit down there. Us boys will stand like men.
I saw you earlier messing with some Kings over there.
Oh, yeah.
What? Did I hear correctly?
You did hear this correctly. So, our good neighbor here at the shop sold me these King air shocks, basic King air shocks, but these are going to be shocks for my trunk lid. Probably like, wow, Alan, why would you do that? Well, they're 150 bucks for one. For two, I can valve these precisely and put the proper PSI in them to where I can pull a pin and the trunk lid will open perfect speed. And if they're too long, I can put some stops inside the shocks to stop them. But where it's nice is that when I pull it, it'll have just the amount of resistance to where it's not too hard, not too easy to pull down. It won't fall on itself, it'll hold itself up. Basically, my trunk lid will need to get valved. You're probably like, wow, it's such a pain in the ass, but you do it once, the seals will last forever. And another whole point of this truck is serviceability. Like, I'm building it around 40s. You can see I got 40s on one side, 37s on the other side. It will run 37s for now, but it's got to clear 40s for when I got big bucks and can get a big Maruzzi motor or something, I don't want a super underpowered truck. I want to be able to get out of the sand. I want to go have fun. Like I said, this thing's all about fun. It's not to do anything else besides have fun.
You have estimated numbers for travel out of the rear?
Yeah, the rear doesn't get much. Like I said, this truck, if you pay attention closely, you can kind of see my evolution as a fabricator and my knowledge and suspension geometry and stuff. I put a 48-inch link on this. Knowing what I know now, I would have gone with the 55. And I did like a 14/16 shock package. I can still change the shock package, but it'll probably run into the tube. That's another thing. I don't know why I put that tube there. Learning as I go, Just like I said, I was kind of going for it. Learned a lot, which is great.
I'm really super sorry to interrupt on your mama's but where's the mayo?
Mayo?
All their cold shit. Did you put it in the fridge?
My cooler. Red one, yeah. Knowing what I know now, I would have put a 55-inch trailing arm on it, but I didn't, and so it is what it is. So it's got 25 inches of travel, metal. Shocks fully extended, and that's full metal at bump. It's not the most, but it'll do. It's got 16 inches, I think it was like 16 inches of up travel from ride height. It will get a bigger bypass on it. This is kind of just for mock-up. It's kind of what I had already for the original build, but it'll get like a 3.5 back here. We got the nice King bump stop. She's mocked up there, just to kind of get an idea of what it'll look like. Moving into the cab. Oh, we didn't even all the tube work is TIG welded. Anything that goes from a tube to a tube will be TIG welded, and anything that goes from a tube to frame will be MIG welded. Any plate work is, majority of it is MIG welded. And the reason for that is I kind of want to just be different, just do something different, throw like both together. Yeah, really just to be different. And this truck is going to be like my business card. You know, I go out to the desert. This is my business card. You know, people want work done. I'm like, well, go look at my truck, and that's kind of what we can build. But definitely, as time goes by, I'm always learning. I'm always learning new ways of doing things and doing things better. So, yeah. It'll be better than this. Anything I build will always be better than the last one. That's just a thing of evolution.
Yeah.
But moving into the cab cage, this was the first. This was the first big piece I did to this truck was the cab cage. TE Designs cab cage. It's all TIG welded. I did it in the peak of summer in my parents' garage. I had like a thermostat in there, and I think it would get like 110 degrees in there at the worst. And my TIG welder water line broke in the middle of it, and I was so broke that I just used the air-cooled line, and my hand was burning, and I would wrap gloves and tape gloves around my TIG torch so I wouldn't burn my hand and I can get this thing done because I thought I was going to drive it soon. Didn't happen.
Fucking rookie.
There was still a floor, there was still a firewall, not anymore. So, like I said, all the tubes TIG welded. I take a lot of pride in that because it took a lot of commitment to keep TIG welding the tubes because it's so much work, as some of you may know, to TIG weld something versus MIG weld. But I'm glad I did. We're gonna be running some PRP alphas. Got these at the swap meet. If you're building a pre-runner on any sort of budget, I highly advise you save money for the swap meet. Kurt LeDuc puts on an awesome swap meet, and I'm always finding good stuff there for the truck. Even if I don't need the parts or the stuff like right this second, if you find a good deal, you kind of just have to jump on it. Honestly, it sucks because sometimes you're like, nah, I have no money, but my truck needs me right now. Yeah, I guess there's not really much going on in here. I took the doors off just so it's easy to work on. I'm not having to swing the doors open all the time. Not much going on in here right now. Not yet. Moving on to the front. We got some Quixotic Motorsport beams. I was very fortunate to have welded these. About a year ago now, I worked for Corrosive Design down in Ramona. Splits a shop with Blake Wilkie and Kevin Butts. I don't know how it came about, but somehow I ended up welding a set of beams for Kevin, and I was able to keep the set. Thank you, Kevin. I don't know if you're watching this, but if you do watch this, thank you very much. They're awesome. They're beautiful. They're strong. Full chromoly. They're bitchin'.
It's hard to see because it's fucking slammed right now like a JDM car, but...
Yeah. I thought we were going to the Stance show.
You thought you were going to Stance show?
Yeah.
You're going to SEMA?
Yeah, we thought we were going to
SEMA build?
SEMA. This is my SEMA build.
I can't whistle.
Me neither, not right now. My voice is gone away. Yeah, the front swingers are kind of just mocked up right now. I was getting all that geometry figured out, getting all the bump steer out of it, and all that good stuff. So don't mind the mocked up tabs. Those will get solid. Those will be not like that when it's done. Yeah, and then there's not really much going on up here either. What a coincidence.
Like we said, it's what, 40%?
Like, I don't know.
I mean,
It's so far.
As far as fab work, it's like 40% before you start doing like interior and all that shit, you know?
I'm gonna go ahead and agree because they say the last 10% takes like 80% of the time or something like that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and say that because I know that I'm gonna get close and the last 10% is going to suck ass. Not the ass you want to be sucking.
Do you think it'll be ready by next season?
That's my goal. My goal is
like
to drive it by the end of the year.
End of year, end of season?
End of the year, end of this year.
Oh, so like end of 2025.
End of 2025. I want to be able to start this thing up and drive it. I'm not pushing to fully complete it yet, so you won't be seeing any glass on it. It might not even have a windshield. It might not be a fully sealed cab. It's gonna be super bare bones. And some people might argue that I should just finish it, blah, 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 blah. And you're right. I really should just finish it once and not drive it till it's done. But like I need to drive. I need to drive. You know, it's like for like the mental health.
Yeah.
I need to get behind the wheel of something and beat the shit out of it again.
I mean, you can at least take it to shows if it's not 100.
Yeah, I just want to drive it, and especially being fortunate to have the property, I can go rip the track on my lunch break and have fun.
The TCB banner.
Oh, I was like, what's back there?
It's an off-road paradise.
I just put that up. All right, so that is the truck. Like I said, it's not. There's a lot left to it, left to do to it, but it's getting there. So thank you guys for checking it out. If you ever need any fab work done, Mikhail Metalworks on Instagram. We are officially open for business.
Nice. I mean, speaking of that, I was just told by Brandon, wherever Brandon went, is this Keone's
Oh yeah,
truck?
this is Keone's truck.
This is Keone's truck. Hold on. So if you guys watched, I think it was the New Year's episode in Johnson Valley, the guy in the Silverado with the purple wheels that sheared off all of the studs, he bought a brand, what's his plan? He sold off the back half of his truck that
he basically parted it out.
and then bought a whole brand new Silverado.
He ended up rolling it, remember? Was it KOH?
Oh yeah!
He rolled it, and I think he's just, I don't know exactly, don't quote me, but I think he just wanted something better.
Just wanted to start fresh.
He just wanted a fresh slate.
Yeah.
He, like, I think it's like, I think it was just a lot to cut off where it just didn't make sense, you know? And you would like just lose so much.
Yeah.
You lose your ass.
So you're open.
So start fresh.
You're open for business.
Open for business. He's getting basically a full build. We're doing a T Designs cab cage, T Designs back half. He's gonna get one of my housings. We just finished welding up his trailing arm, one trailing arm, got another one to weld up. I'm gonna close this door over here.
They got secret stuff in there? Okay, hold on. There's secret stuff. Holy shit, dude. Who's... Big secrets going on in here, dude. Big things. Can't even show you. He's gonna shut the door before we get into the shop tour. Big... Hold on, turn it... Oh, you missed it. Gosh darn it. They don't get to see.
They don't get to see that.
It's creepy in here now.
Yeah, that's another thing. My brother's supposed to come out and help us finish with all the lights and stuff, but yeah. So, I think it's we'll start over here. So, this...
Where do you want me to put this?
Can I slap your meat?
Oh, you guys are filming. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
So,
Actually, so, anyways.
so this, what we're under right now, up until, on top of you look up there, up until this guy right here. This, all the way down, was just an awning for the existing shop that's in there. And it went all the way down. And long story short, I found my way here on the ranch, and I got offered to put a shop together, add onto a shop, and be able to rent out a portion of it. And so yeah, so to get into that, this all this from here back, all this all the way down to that wall, and then it L's down that way, all the way down there. It's super dark. I won't be able to see shit back there. Was mostly built by me. I did have help from a couple of the other guys at the ranch that helped me out here and there. Gary, I can't remember his last name. I want to say Spikes. One of Michael Cox's boys. He came out and helped sheet this thing because he's super knowledgeable in all that sheeting and making it not leak, which is very important when you're building a building. But all these tubes, like this whole building was once already a building that was welded together. It was Fuel Off-Road. They had a building, I want to say it was in Compton. It was already an existing building is what I'm saying, but it was a whole different dimension, and it was all cut down with a portaband and grinders. So when I came here, there was just a pile of material, and they basically said, well, here's a pile of material, go at it. These are the dimensions we're building around, and one of the guys kind of gave me a little sketch he drew on paper, and it's kind of what I went off for like a couple months, like 5 months it took to build this thing. And mind you, I had a full-time job when I was building this, and on my way home from work, I'd stop here and hustle a couple tubes up, and I did that for a little while, and then when I was feeling comfortable enough, had enough money saved up, I put in my 2-week notice at Corrosive Design. I did end up sticking around a little bit longer, kind of helping them with projects and stuff. just didn't want to leave them in a bad spot. And I quit my job, and that's where shit felt real, because I didn't have a steady income. I didn't have guaranteed income. I was just kind of doing jobs here with tarp. I'd make a wall out of tarps, and I was working on trucks, just those 2 bays there. And it kind of sucked for a long time. Not just the weather, but the wildlife. Like, call me a bitch, but I was kind of worried that like I'd be working and like a coyote will come up and like bite my head off or something, or like a snake crawls up my underwear. Yeah, I caught 2 snakes in one day.
No,
Weird.
no.
It was bad.
In this shop?
Yeah, like 2 days
In this shop? When?
a couple days ago.
Fuck that, I'm going home, dude. Thanks.
But yeah, it was a bitch to put up. It took about 5-6 months. There's still so much to do. There's no lighting. We need more outlets. It's a project like everything else. It takes time. It takes time and commitment, and it's all worth it. We have plans of pouring more concrete and making another awning out there for all the outside projects, and kind of have some nice parking for the equipment we have around here and all the get-around vehicles.
So if people want to maybe have their truck built in this shop, where do they find you?
Yes, that's a good one. Instagram, Mejia.metalworks, MEJIA, and then Metalworks is W-E, wait, I forgot how to even spell metal.
Wait.
Well, you should know how to spell metal, but
I'll look it up.
Metalworks,
and
the
the
works
screen,
is
right?
W-E-R-X. People can't know I know how to spell or speak English, because if I knew how to do that, I wouldn't be a fabricator.
Right.
But yeah, this is my shop. Got basic tools, really. I just picked up a lathe not too long ago. Got the workbench that's filled with
Food and drink. Paraphernalia.
Harbor Freight brake kind of really sucks, but it was like $100, so it's been doing. Got a sander, and then walk over here. I got this like last year, Miller 252. Love this thing. I should take care of it a lot better. Maybe wipe her down every once in a while. Things get thrashed out here. Oh, here's bad. My TIG welder, Everlast, the 325 EXT. A lot of people hate on Everlast. Absolutely hate them. They have the nickname of Neverlast. I have had nothing but good luck with this. One problem, I punctured a hole in the hose, and Everlast was so cool they sent out another one for free, and I didn't ask for it for free. They sent it out for free, and I was very, very stoked with that. Other than that, no problems with this welder. I've had it for 3-4 years. I don't even know. No problems. Like, turn on every day, works great. This is my newest addition to the shop, is this plasma table. It is going to be a huge learning curve, because I'm not a computer guy. I'm not a computer guy, just put it at that. So this is going to be a huge learning curve, but an exciting and a good one, and it'll be really good for the business, and it'll be good for the truck, to finish the truck. That'll be a good one too, but mainly for business.
I'm stoked, dude. This is pretty rad. Like I said,
it's not the biggest shop, it's not the best shop, it's not in the most ideal. Actually, I'm lying. It is in the most ideal location. We're on 150 to 170 acres, I think. Tons of room to rip trucks. Another thing, if you ever have your truck worked on here by me, you are able to go rip the track after and test it out. Make sure you're happy. Make sure I'm happy, and yeah, it's a cool little plus. You know, when customers can come pick up their truck and they immediately just go drive it, and they're always super stoked to just literally drive straight out of the shop into the jumps, to the whoops, the berms, we got it all. It's definitely not a desert, you know. You can't get up to extreme speeds, but you can definitely shake something down here very well.
Yeah.
And that's super awesome, and it's a lot of fun being here. I feel very fortunate to be here, and I'm very thankful for Ryan and Loyal and Tyler and all the boys that have played a huge role in helping me get to where I'm at today, and where they continue helping all the time, and they're all down for the cause, and I'm down for their cause, and it makes things great. And I'm excited to see what the future holds here with Mejia Metalworks. It's going to be exciting. We got some big projects coming in. We got like I said, Keone's truck, and my buddy Wesley is dropping off his truck today as well, and they're both full build trucks, and it'll be awesome to document that and kind of show our quality standard here. I take true pride in my work, and I work very hard day in, day out. I'm here 12 plus hours most every day, damn near. Weekends, I'm here every single day. I love being here. This is my happy place. You'll always find me here. Also, if you come here unexpectedly, you will die. Anyways, Mikia Metalworks, TCB Ranch. Come get your truck built. I do a good job, Mr. George.
Mr. George. Alrighty. What I'm most stoked about is like 5 to 10 years from now when we could go back and watch this video of like his first shop, his first few builds, and then fast forward to that current time where he has like a whole like sick ass shop and a bunch of trucks and maybe even more workers. But we'll touch back in like 10 years.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink